Hi guys, George Glinski here from Toe the Line, joined today by Tyler El Tornado Goodjohn. Tyler, how you doing, my man?
I'm sweet, mate. How are you?
Yeah, perfect, mate, perfect. Let's get into it straight away. Jimmy Sweeney versus Tyler Goodjohn, arguably the biggest fight in BKB history. How are you feeling now it's over the line?
Yes, it's just excited. It's like I said from day one. If you can't get motivated for fights like this, you're in the wrong game. Do you know what I mean? So just training so hard. It's going really well at the minute. I'm actually it's funny because I enjoy my training, but particularly I'm really having fun at the minute with training. I'm seeing a lot of progress in my training and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just excited. You know what I mean? It's a great fight for the fans, and like you say, it's making history for BKB as well. So
100%, and an added incentive of a second world title potentially, the new bantamweight belt. I wanted to ask about that. Obviously, you're going up a weight. How are you feeling at the new weight now?
Yeah, great. It's been obviously, my last fight was at 11 stone, but I've just been able to focus a lot more on strength. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing a lot more strength. Ever since the Sean George fight, I've been back in the gym, working on strength and stuff like that. And it's just been nice because obviously I can gain a little bit of size. And not have to then strip it all off to make 11 stone. You know, that 5 pound I'm going to use. I'm not going to be going right McDonald's or whatever and gain 5 pound of fat. I'm going to be gaining 5 pound of muscle. You know, I'm going to be doing everything properly. So I'm going to use that 5 pound to my benefit and, like I say, increase in muscle mass. So yes, I'm feeling really good at the minute.
You speak about the muscle mass increase there. Is that to do with the extra CrossFit training? Of course, that's something you've carried through the camps, but you talk a bit about that and how beneficial that is for bare knuckle boxing?
Yeah, it's literally it's changed my life, really. It's changed my life. It's changed my training. Like I said earlier, I've been really enjoying my training. I actually genuinely look forward to training every day. I mean, it's so hard, it's so intense, but I'm just an ultra competitive person. I just like the competitiveness of CrossFit. Is great. We literally go there like we've done a workout today, and it's just literally like half an hour, no rest, straight through, see how many reps you can do. And like I say, as a competitive person, that's all you got to say to me, and bang, I'll just go out there and I'll do the rest. I feed off stuff like that. So and like I say, it's just been a lot of strength stuff. I can see every week, I'm improving it in strength, and the weight's going up and everything like that. So it's been really fun. It literally just I started it about a year and a half ago because I actually tore my labrum in my shoulder. And I was due to have an operation twice, and twice I put it off because it was like 6 months in a sling or something stupid, and I couldn't work. So my physio was just like, do you know what? Just go along to CrossFit and just try it with my trainer, Aaron Scott, his name is. Just said try a bit of rehab work on your shoulders, build the muscle up on your shoulders and around your shoulder. And today, I've literally never been so strong. It's amazing, really. So. I definitely recommend it to anyone, especially boxers. It's tailor-made for it,
Awesome. Note taken there. You've butted horns with Jimmy Sweeney in the past, as in sparring, not physically. Yeah. What do you make of him as an opponent? Obviously, you've had a good look at him.
Yeah, I really rate Jimmy. I think Jimmy's a great fighter. He's very tricky, very awkward. He's basically got that style of bare knuckle boxing down. You know what I mean? It's he's a great fighter. And obviously I've sparred many rounds with him, and super awkward. But I feel I've got the aggression, I've got the fitness, I've got the boxing skills, I've got it all. Whereas I just feel that he's awkward, but I'll get through it. I just can't see there being, no matter what he brings, I've got something to answer it with. You know what I mean? So, but it's gonna be a great fight. It's like I say, I feel like I watched the highlights back of the highlights of the Franco fight, and I felt like Jimmy won the fight. Do you know what? Really, like, it was obviously stopped on the cut. He put Franco down twice and everything else. So for me, it's about going in there and actually winning, properly. Do you know what I mean? Going in there and winning and saying, look, do you know what? It wasn't stopped on a cut and all controversial. I want to go in there and I want to win this properly.
100%. You speak briefly there about Ricardo Franco. The word on the street at the moment is that the winner of this fights Ricardo Franco. Not to look past Jimmy, of course, but is that a fight you've looked forward to for a while? Or
do you know what? Franco needs me more than I need him. Do you know what I mean? He's like, as far as I'm concerned, we had that BKB show a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't even realise he was there. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even. No one said he was. No one even mentioned his name. Like, he needs me a lot, not more than I need him. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? No, he's tough. He's strong. He fights at 12 stone. So, I'm an 11 stone fighter going up to 11.5. He wants me. If he wants that fight badly enough, he can get down to 11.5. Because at the end of the day, I don't need him. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing my own thing. I don't feel like he really brings that much to the table. Really, to be fair, he's not. He's not that exciting or anything. So, like I say, this is the fight I want. This is the fight I've always wanted with Jimmy. We're good friends or whatever, and I've even done his corner before and stuff like that. But we're the two top guys in this sport. So yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
I wanted to ask this just because I don't think I've seen it discussed anywhere. Your nickname, El Tornado, where does that come from exactly?
So when I first started boxing, my amateur coach called me Tornado.
Right.
And then obviously I went through all my amateur career being called Tornado Tyler, and then I turned professional at 18, and like my style of like where I'm slipping and everything else, and the rolls, and the people that ask and just coming forward and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was always known, being in the fight of the night and all stuff like that. So they were like, you fight like a Mexican fighter, these Latino fighters and stuff like that. So the L was obviously so El Tornado. So yeah, just a little bit of the whole Mexican twist on the name, basically. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool nickname. I was just wondering myself. Let's talk boxing. Obviously, you are a former professional boxer yourself. A big fight coming up this weekend: Fury versus Wilder, number 2. Who have you got?
I think Fury. I think Fury's got a very good boxing brain. I wouldn't be surprised if it was sort of almost like the Klitschko fight. Mm-hmm. Not particularly exciting. He just keeps it long. Do you know what I mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, I've never really been that impressed by Wilder. Obviously, I'm impressed by his punch power. It's devastating, but I've never really been impressed with him as a boxer. I don't think he, particularly brings anything that you haven't seen before or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not. So I don't think he's going to be awkward or anything like that. So I just think, as long as Tyson Fury can just get out of the way of any bombs. I mean, you see it in the Ortiz fight. He got completely outboxed for 6-7 rounds, and then just landed a bomb and won the fight. I mean, it's great to have that equaliser in your arsenal. Do you know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, Fury is a very good boxer. He's for such a big guy as well. He's very quick. He's very light on his feet. So I think he'll just keep it long. And hopefully, get it on points. I want to see him win. I'm growing to Fury. I actually quite like him, really.
Really nice guy. Just about boxing in general. How much boxing do you watch now? Because I understand, obviously, you sort of fell out of love with the sport. Are you still an avid fan, or?
No, literally, I can't even remember. No, tell a lie. The last fight I watched I actually watched the Joshua Ruiz fight, but before that, I can't even remember the last fight I watched. I just don't. It just doesn't really do it for me anymore. I think when you spend so much time in a sport and around it and all the promoters and everything else, and you get to, and when I was an 18-year-old kid about to turn professional, it was all starry-eyed. Oh, I'm going to be a professional boxer, and then I had 7 years as a professional, and then I retired because it was just do you know what, this sport ain't what you thought it was. I've just lost all love for it, and And like now, I just watch fights now, and I'm just like, do you know what? It just doesn't interest me. It's just like it's just too much of a show. It just, for me, it's just too much about the money nowadays. It's not. I think like to be fair, I watch a lot of old fights. You know what I mean, from like early '90s, the '80s. You know, when you're talking about boxing, you talk like the proper boxing days. You're talking about the days of like Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran. Like when the best fought the best. You know what I mean? Like Hearns. You know, they were just literally the best fought the best. You know what I mean? So whereas now I feel like professional boxing is a lot more about who you don't fight rather than who you fight. I feel like people are guided to the top, you know, with great managers or, you know, the biggest promoters or whatever. They're guided to the top without actually fighting anyone. And I just don't, you know, obviously there's fighters out there who will fight anyone, but boxing is definitely about who you don't fight rather than who you fight nowadays.
Yeah,
so
100%. And YouTube boxing is something which we've discussed off camera. Another example of boxing. I wouldn't say corrupting it. Well, yeah, it is corrupting itself, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Your opinions on YouTube boxing?
I mean, like, you know, you can't knock these guys who are doing it. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're getting millions of pounds to go in there. You know, life-changing money to go in there and fight. But you're getting people like Eddie Earn and people like that, like Matchroom Sport, who are promoting these shows. They literally don't care about the reputation of boxing. Do you know what I mean? They're just, all they're thinking about is putting a couple more zeros on the end of their bank balance. Do you know what I mean? That's and I just, it basically takes the piss out of every kid who grew up, you know, started boxing at 8, 9, 10, went through all the traditional route of amateur boxing, the ABAs, worked their socks off, ended up having probably, you know, 100 fights, 200 fights and all that kind of stuff, and then turned professional. I mean, like I say, it's not even that long ago. It's like 10 years ago since I turned professional, but I remember, you know, being really proud and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be a professional boxer. Like, this was a huge deal to me. I don't think you can say that now. Like, if someone said to me they're going to be a professional boxer, doesn't nowhere near the same effect it did, just like I say, even 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I just think every man and their dog is turning pro at the minute. You got white collar guys, you got. It's disappointing, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's just because boxing is such a gladiator sport, and it deserves to be treated better. But as long as you've got these guys like Eddie Earn and that promoting the sport, they're not bothered about the reputation of the sport. They're out for themselves, basically. So
sorry time for boxing, sort of dying but not dying at the same time is a very weird.
But in the flip side of it, you know, again, like these guys, in my opinion, are killing boxing, but it's going to allow sports like BKB, UFC to absolutely flourish, because fans are going to go, do you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with white collar guys, white collar fighters, YouTube fighters, like masquerading as professional fighters, filling out like I say, like when that Logan Paul for KSI, it was like Billy Joe Saunders was defending his world title on the undercard, and you're just like, what is that all about? That is ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? You've got a guy who's at the peak and at the very top of his sport and at the top of his game as a world champion, and he's on the undercard of two guys in their first fight. It's just unreal, really. Like, it's a joke. But there you go. That's the world we live in now, isn't it?
Yeah, and as you say, it has opened up a new avenue for bare knuckle boxing, and it's bigger than ever. So, and as I say, you're a massive advocate for that. Let's wrap this one up and let's talk about a few sponsors. Obviously, you've got a fair few. Who have you got to thank for this fight against Jimmy Sweeney?
To be honest, I've got loads of sponsors.
This is a difficult question.
You put me right. That's the hardest question you've asked me. I've got loads of sponsors, and that, I mean, I'll obviously be doing loads for them on the night and now and 6 weeks out and stuff like that. But they know how much they've helped me. Like I say, you know, I go CrossFit 4 days a week. I have a trainer for that. I have a boxing trainer and stuff like that. All my supplements and stuff like that. All my kit, everything else is, you know, it's not a cheap thing, and it also allows me to have time off work, which is the biggest thing, because, you know, as much as you're training, you need the rest as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like having an hour's sleep or a couple of hours sleep somewhere in the middle of all the training and working. That is obviously, that means the world to me and helps my game. So yeah, like I say, they're a massive help to me.
What we'll do, because I did you a bit dirty there. I didn't actually. I always do the interview.
Do you know what? I've got so many sponsors.
Yeah.
Like and the names of them.
What we'll do. We'll get them. We'll stick them in the description box below. This won't go up for a couple of days, I shouldn't think, because we've got a few uploads going on the BKB channel, and we'll get them out there. But I always let everyone know that get your sponsors together, and I didn't for this one, so I'm very sorry, mate. But yes,
it's, you know, I know the people have done it, but it's like the businesses, or what they're actually called, and I don't want to be saying them wrong, and then they're like, you know what I mean?
Well, listen, Tyler, thank you so much for your time, mate, and as always, I really appreciate it, and good luck on BKB 21.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. Bye.